Hello everybody. If you are applying for Canada Express entry, then this video is really useful for you. So watch this video fully, and I don't want to waste your time, so let's start. Okay, so Canada Express entry, I have divided this visa application in 7 different steps to make this application easier to understand. So let's have a look about those 7 steps, and these 7 steps are: Education Credential Assessment, that is called ECA. This is the first step. Second step is Language Proficiency Test. Third step is Profile Creation. Fourth step is Arranging the documents. Fifth step is Funds. Sixth step is Submitting your visa application. And seventh step is visa stamping. So let's start with the step number 1, ECA, Education Credential Assessment. ECA stands for Education Credential Assessment, which is reported by the individual company to the Canadian government to just make sure that your foreign education is equivalent to Canadian education. Now, how to apply for ECA, how long it will take, what are the fees? Let's have a look. Okay, for Education Credential Assessment, you need to apply to World Education Services. There are other companies as well which can do the ECA for you, but the WES is one of the best company, and is more reliable, and it is quick in process. So World Education Service, you need to apply to WES. How you need to apply? You need to contact your university, and you need to explain them that you are going to apply for Canada Express entry. There is one form available on WES website, which is called as Academic Record Request Form. This form you need to download from WES website once you will create your profile. So first step you need to do is you need to create your profile, online profile on World Education Service. You need to give your personal information, and then you need to go into the section 2 where you need to give the information about your documents, that which are the documents you need to send, and what is the time period you are going to send it. Now, what are the documents you required? All the degree certificates, including post-graduation and doctorate and whatever you have, and you need to also submit the statement of mark sheet, which is called transcript, and you need to send both documents through the university. You cannot send these documents directly on behalf of you. They have changed the rule from 1st of December 2018 because they found lots of fraudulent cases. So you need to send these documents in sealed envelope. Sorry, your university need to send this document in sealed envelope, and you need to be very careful and make sure whatever the format is there on WES website. I have attached the screenshot to make it easier to understand. You need to send in that format only. They are really very particular about it, so just make sure that you are following the proper rules. Now, once you will apply for WES, it will take ECA, it will take approximately 20 to 23 days to complete your education credential assessment. The fees is near about 200 to 230 Canadian dollars, and the validity of this ECA is up to 5 years, I think, but it is better to apply only when you are ready to apply. Okay, so this was ECA. Let's move on step number 2, which is Language Proficiency Test. Language Proficiency Test, either English or French. You can give the exam, one of them, or you can give both exam. It is more advantageable for you. All the 4 modes like reading, writing, speaking and listening for English exam, and it's a general academic IELTS exam. If you're applying for student, then it is academic. So you need to give general category IELTS exam, and the validity of the certificate is 2 years. Fees is near about 250 Canadian dollar. It can be vary according to the countries, and the time period is 3 months. So these are the 2 steps which are totally independent. You can do both steps at the same time. You can apply for ECA, and then you can also start giving exam or start taking lessons of IELTS. So now let's move on step number 3, profile creation. This is very important step, because here you need to select your NOC code, which stands for National Occupation Classification. So as you all know that you need to apply for the express entry according to the skill work list available in Canadian government website. So you need to select the correct NOC code, correct job which you have provided as job experience. So whatever the job experience you have, you need to select that NOC code, that category only, and make sure that whatever the job experience you are going to declare, you need to submit all the legal documents, all the reference letters from your job. Once you will create your profile online successfully with your NOC code, you would receive a certain amount of score based on your age, education, marital status, your job experience, which is called as a CRS score. So CRS score stands for comprehensive ranking system. This CRS score should meet the requirement of Canadian government. So once your score is equivalent to the requirement, or it's satisfying the Canadian government's requirement, you will receive the invitation from Canadian government to apply for visa. So up to the step number 3, it is just about, are you eligible to apply for this visa or not? Now the actual application is going to be start, but you need to make sure that before you start your step number 3, you need to complete, you must complete step number 1 and step number 2. You need to follow all the steps in sequence. So this was the profile creation. Okay, now in case if your CRS score is not meeting the requirement of Canadian government and you are not receiving any kind of invitation, then you don't need to worry about it, because you can apply in another program that is called PNP, Province Nomination Process. Now each province has their own expression of interest, so you need to create your profile online. They are giving score according to their requirement, according to their interest. So you need to create EOI profile, that you are expressing your interest in that province. Once you will create the profile, you would add a 600 score, 600 points more in your CRS score, and in next draw you will be the person who will receive the invitation from Canadian government for the visa application. So don't need to worry about it. If you have not enough CRS score, you can go through the PNP process as well. Okay, so step number 4 is arranging the documents. Okay, arranging the documents is very important, and it's a bit time consuming, because once you will receive the invitation from the Canadian government, you have 60 days time to submit the application. So before that the time was 90 days, but now they have reduced the time period, because they want to complete the process as soon as possible. So it's in country's interest. So you need to be very careful, because in these 60 days you need lots of documents, and few of the documents are like, you even don't imagine that you need this kind of documents. So let's have a look list of these documents. So what are the documents you required is reference letter from work experience declared, as I said before, medical certificate, police certificate. In police certificate you need to give the police certificate from past 10 years. So for example, you lived in different countries, you need to get that police certificate from all of that countries. That's why I said this is time consuming. proof of funds or bank letterhead, marriage, divorce, death certificate of spouse, birth certificate of child if any, passport with all scanned copies, all scanned pages, photographs as specified format, language test report which you have already completed in step number 1, ECA reports you have completed in step number 2, and if you have any nomination letter, then you need to provide the nomination letter as well. Now, what is nomination letter? If you have someone in Canada in your blood relation, you can get the nomination letter from your relatives, and it will add certain amount of points in your CRS score. So this is really useful. So contact your relative before you apply, get the nomination letter, attach in your file, and then give the visa application. So these are the details about arranging documents. Now let's move on step number 5, funds. Funds is obviously important thing. Without funds you can't apply. For one person it's $12,669 Canadian dollars. This amount can be vary according to the countries, so I will try to attach the screenshot of this amount as well, this fees as well. If you are applying 2 people like a couple, then it's a 15,172 Canadian dollars, and likewise according to your application number of applicants, you need to increase your funds. Okay, you can see this information in canada.ca website. I'll give the links of all this information. So it was about the funds. Now let's move on submitting visa application. You need to submit your visa application, all these scanned document online. You need to submit within 60 days, as I say. Pay the visa or PR application fees. Now let's see the fees. So for visa application, visa fees for the Canada Express entry is 555 Canadian dollars. And for permanent resident it's 490 Canadian dollars. So you need to pay both. If you are applying as a spouse or as a couple, then these numbers are obviously double. Process time is 1 to 6 months. So this is about the submitting visa application, but make sure all the documents are up to date, because if you will not submit all the documents, then it may be take longer time to complete your process, and it's hassle. So final step, happy days, is stamping your visa. Let's move. Once your visa application is successful, you will receive the email from Canadian Immigration and Canadian government that your visa application is successfully, and we are happy with your papers, we are satisfied with your paper, and you need to complete the entry clearance process. Now, what is the entry clearance process? You need to go to the VFS with this email with the passport size photos and few of the documents according to the information given in the email. Then you will receive your entry clearance visa on your passport. So entry clearance visa is like you need to receive your BRP within a few days or few weeks. You need to go into the Canada and you need to receive your BRP, which is called biometric resident permit. So this is your PR card, and that's it. So it's really easy to understand, that's why I made this video in simple 7 steps. And make sure that you complete your ECA process yourself, like education credential assessment, because it's very easy. Visa consultants are charging for ECA process, and it's a big amount, so you can save your money. complete your ECA process. For ECA process, I'll try to make a separate video. We will go into the WES website and we'll try to create the profile to see how it works, and as I explained, it's very simple. So yeah, there is the visa application. If you like this video, if you think that this is useful for you, please do share, subscribe, and please like the video. Thank you.